Starting the stream now.
Okay.
So we should be live.
We are live.
Cool.
Okay. I'm gonna post it on
One of you want to
the
monitor the chat?
yes, I will monitor the chat.
Okay. And I will monitor the OBS.
The what?
The OBS.
What is the OBS?
That's the streaming thing.
I'm not that technologically savvy, okay?
Technologic.
All right, so then I guess I officially have to like kick this thing off, right?
Yeah, do it.
All right. Well, welcome to Survive the Tribe, the Survivor podcast.
Yeah, did you have to look at it?
I did. I had to jump to Twitter real quick to remind myself what we actually named this podcast. But beautiful logo made by Ryan over a year ago. So glad we could finally use it. And yeah, so what are we? We're streaming live here on a bunch of different things.
On the YouTubes.
Ryan rigged us up. So there is a chat. And you can chat away. We'll be watching that. And is this the only place they can chat, Ryan, on the YouTubes?
Yeah, so there'll be a chat there, and then in the future we have a Discord. If you don't know what Discord is, it's kind of like Skype, but I think it's better. Where we're gonna invite everybody in. You can come in. We'll have a waiting room if you want to talk to us live. You can do that too. We'll have all these options available. You can even type into the chat in Discord and talk to us that way if you don't feel like telling everybody what you sound like. So you can tell us how bad we are or how great we are. You can yell at Dennis for not talking enough. You know, whatever.
Dennis, how are you, man?
Doing good. It's all rusty. We haven't done a podcast in so long.
Speak for yourself.
Oh yeah, you haven't done a podcast.
I've been holding it down, yo.
How's
on
Fear?
The podcast. Fear is complete and utter garbage.
Oh,
so
no.
it took a total shit dive the second half of the season. It's been absolutely awful. So yeah, if you want to listen, if you're a fan of Fear or not a fan of Fear and you just watch the show like we do now at this point, you could go to our website, fandomfound.com, and find all of our Fear coverage. So, but yeah, that's been going not so great. I mean, the podcast is fine, but the content that we're discussing is not so great. So that part's a little frustrating.
You know, I've been watching Preacher, and I'm on season 3 now, and that is a fucking great show. I think you guys would like it.
Oh, I watched season 1, and I have season 2 and 3 on my DVR. Just haven't watched it yet. So
you gotta do it.
I literally binge watched all of season 1 of American Horror Story yesterday because this most recent season is based off of 2 seasons of American Horror Story that I haven't seen. So yeah, I know I'm trying to like catch up on that shit too. But whatever. Tonight we're talking about Survivor, David versus Goliath, season 37.
There you go.
Another season I'm not on. Unfortunately.
Me neither.
But yeah, I actually thought this would have been a good season for me because it's like I always felt like I was just like a basic privileged white guy, and I'm like, there's actually a tribe for basic privileged white guys this season. So
you'd be the Goliath, huh?
Yes, I would be the Goliath tribe.
How do you feel about the theme for this season?
I'm fine with it. The themes never bother me. Like the seasons are so loosely based on it. I feel like the first episode is always like when Jeff is like, "Oh, Carl, you're on the fucking David tribe. What do you think that means?" And then like after that, like they never talk about it ever again, really, in my opinion. Yeah, so I don't really feel like it has a profound impact. Yeah. What do you think about it?
I pretty much feel the same way. They're just like, let's think of a theme and then just randomly think of why these random group of people should be on this random team.
Yeah.
Totally I'm like, when I think of David and Goliath, I'm like, all right, skinny, scrawny, little wimpy people versus gigantically built, athletic people, and that is not really the case in this situation.
No. I think the way Jeff basically described David versus Goliath is like Goliaths are people who have like a competitive advantage, who have had a competitive advantage in life, and you know, they've had to overcome things, and or that's Goliath, sorry. You know, good looks, supportive family, blah blah blah, and then Davids are like the people who had to overcome things. You know, they've had to, like, they were poor, or, you know, whatever. Which I feel like it's just like shit people talk about every season anyway. They just decide to bucket people differently every season. So I don't think it will have a profound impact on anything. Dennis, what do you think of this season's theme?
Yeah, I don't really care for it. I don't understand how they pick these people. Like, you're a waitress, so that makes you a David. You're a white girl, so you're like a basic white girl tribe.
You're a Goliath then. No, yeah, there's definitely some interesting people and some celebrities this season. Two people that I've recognized: John Hennigan, who's a WWE wrestler, and Mike White, who I was like, this guy looks so fucking familiar to me.
Yeah.
And then he's like an actor and a director and a producer, and he's been like a bunch of different things.
I definitely recognize Mike White. I'm not a WWE fan, so I don't know of Hennigan.
Do you think, you know, being known, like, I've always felt like being known is like a disadvantage on this show, especially if you're
always.
I don't know if you make a ton of money being a WWE wrestler, but maybe there's like a stigma that you make a lot of money since you might be famous. Mike White's probably got to have a ton of money, right?
Oh yeah, I would imagine, unless he just like spent it all recklessly. But even the what is it? The MMA girl, like
B.
Yeah, B or Bi or whatever her name is.
He pronounced it B in the video, so I was like, all right, whatever.
B.
Did you guys do any research on her at all? Is she like MMA, or is it just like one of those MMA like side sort of deals? Like, I'm thinking UFC.
I didn't. I just assumed they were telling the truth.
I see. You know, if you Google image search her, B Nijin MMA, she's called B Killer B Nijin MMA staff.
Isn't it Win? Isn't that how you pronounce? Isn't that how you pronounce Win?
That's how you pronounce Win?
I think.
Oh God.
Not
all
sure.
right. B Win. Well, no, she seems like a legitimate MMA fighter. Whether she's good, I don't know. She seemed like super sweet though. She's not like your stereotypical MMA fighter at all.
Do you remember when people used to like keep this shit to themselves? Like, I'm a super famous person, but I'm not telling anyone. I'm a fucking quarterback. I'm not telling anyone.
Yeah. Well,
but now they're just all open. They're just like all about it.
Well, in the interviews, we don't know how they'll actually be.
Yeah, you're right.
I mean, would anyone really give a flying fuck if you were an MMA fighter?
Maybe, yeah.
I would keep like the famous thing quiet, but if you're famous enough, people are gonna recognize you. Like, I would have recognized both of those guys instantly.
I would have recognized Mike, but I wouldn't have said it. I wouldn't have like approached him and been like, "Do I know you?
Are you famous?
Are you a famous?
Are you rich?
Do you need to be here?"
Yeah. So I always get pissed too when they put the famous people on, because it's just like, you're stealing my spot. So it's annoying. And I'm pretty sure like some of the people who have said things, some of these interviews, I'm like, I said these exact same things in my fucking audition tape, and I'm super mad about it. I'm very, very bitter. I'm not gonna lie. I'm like, why? Am I not pretty enough? What the fuck? Actually, a lot of average Joes this season, not a lot of models. So I was kind of happy to see that.
There are some really good-looking people, though, I think.
I feel like most of the guys are like average, and obviously there's the attractive females, but none of the guys are really like model-esque, which is pretty refreshing and gives me hope for my life.
No, one chick's 19.
I know. Yeah. Well, so basically what we're going to be doing tonight is draft picks. Usually, Ryan, you randomly assign us different contestants, and we thought, since we wanted to talk about this season of Survivor and podcast about it, it would be more fun to do like an actual draft pick. They release, interviews and preseason coverage of a lot of these players prior. So basically what we did is we watched their videos. I was a little irritated this season, I'm not going to lie, they usually release on their Survivor YouTube channel like interviews with each cast member, and they're 4 or 5 minutes long. This season they just fucking posted on Instagram, which I don't understand. And certain people didn't even get an Instagram post.
I
and the
noticed that. I was like, what the fuck?
I'm like, are you just not that important? So it made it kind of hard. Like Alex, I don't know what his name is, but like he was in one video and that was it. So it's like I don't really know how to judge him or whether or not I want to pick him. So that part was a little bit frustrating. So
actually, can I go ahead and make note that I absolutely hate the cast videos they
Why?
do every year? Because everyone puts up a front.
Yeah, everyone seems really, with the exception of 2 or 3 people, everyone seems really fucking fake.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I mean, they're
it's like impossible to judge these people because they say they're going to do one thing, they act one way, but they never act that way in the show.
Yeah, no, you're right. I go back to one season. I forget what his name was. I think it was like Carson or something. And apparently, like Jeff Probst was talking like mad shit about him because he was like, "Oh yeah, when Carson like was in casting, he was saying how he would do this and that and blah blah blah." And like literally, Carson maybe didn't talk the entire time he was on the show, and then he just got voted out and he was gone. So, yeah, they do put up a front, but you gotta hear what they're saying, listen to their strategy, and at least see if they like talk about strategy. That was kind of like the main thing I look for when I was picking my people. Are you at least acknowledging strategy as a part of the game, and you're not just like, I'm a cheerleader, yeah. I wasn't really looking for it. So basically what we did is we reviewed all of the footage of all these players, and we prioritized our picks 1 to 20. And then we're going to just kind of do like a draft style pick. Before we started podcasting, we randomly selected who would be going first. And that is Dennis. You'll pick first. Ryan, you'll pick second. And I will pick third. And then Ryan, you said we go 1, 2, 3, 3, 2, 1. Basically.
Yeah. So it goes Dennis, you, me, Dennis, me, you, me, Dennis, me, you, me, Dennis, and so on until we have 5 each, right? 6 each.
Yep, 6 each, and then since there's only 3 of us and there's 20, be 2 leftovers. And basically, what we do with the leftovers is if your person is voted out first or second, you are replaced with the first or second leftover, which has always seemed to work out. And yeah, that's it. I don't think we're putting any rules in terms of like we have to pick guy, girl. We could just pick whoever the fuck we want.
Yeah,
correct?
And for those of you who are watching the stream on YouTube or rewatching the stream on YouTube, I'm going to pull up our sheet here on Google Sheets to show you who has who and where everyone's at. So when we do a review of the episode, which I think we're going to do every week, right? Is that the plan?
That's what we're shooting for.
Cool. So when we do review each episode every week, I'll have this up and you can see who's been voted out, who hasn't. So just ahead of time, if you haven't watched the video, don't watch our video. Or if you haven't watched the show, don't watch our video because we're going to be showing you who was voted out that episode.
Oh, yeah. Good call. Good call.
Spoiler alerts ahead.
Yeah. All right. You got the sheet
yeah,
up?
Let me bring it up here. Oh god, there's so much on the screen. Oh my god.
I'm like literally. I'm at like.
There we go.
Overload.
All right.
This game.
Sheets up. So if you can see here, we got the picks on the left, the weekly results in the middle, and the people's photos on the right. So Dennis, do you want to start off?
Wait, I don't know. Oh, okay, there. Yeah, I see it now. Sweet.
You do see it on your screen?
Yeah, there's a bunch of shit in the way. Okay, there it goes.
Yeah. Give it a second. There's a 30-second delay. Come on.
Sorry for those of you only listening to the live stream, but we are doing this live. So, there's a not that exciting visual component, but I think it's pretty
Listen,
good. Okay.
This is pretty solid for our first stream that we put together in 30 seconds before.
Right, I'll take it. So, all right. So, Dennis, you're up first. Basically, what we're doing is you pick and, provide semi-brief explanation as to why you are picking that person. Dennis, Do the honors.
So you know how Seb said he watched every video and tried to break down their strategy? I did the exact opposite. I went for like personas, like how they like act, if they're gonna be good with like a group of people, and if they're just gonna be, you know, quirky, or if they're gonna, I don't know, be too bossy and get voted out fast. So my first pick is Carl.
Carl?
Yeah. The semi truck driver.
Okay.
He just seems like a really down to earth dude that I think is going to be easy to get along with everyone, and he seems pretty athletic.
We'll take it. Interesting. So, do you want to talk about your thoughts on that person, Ryan, since none of us could pick them?
Yeah, sure. Carl was in my top 5, so.
That's hilarious because Carl was literally my bottom pick of the men.
Wow. Okay.
He was my last pick. He was literally, if I was rating the men 1 to 10, he was number 10.
Oh wow!
Wow, you got Mike in front of Carl?
Yes.
Wow. Interesting. Okay.
Well, so my thing with Carl is he's a truck driver.
He seemed very honest.
You're using
to
the
me.
negative.
Like, you know how I said
positive.
You know how I said a lot of the people seem fake? He was like one of the people that didn't seem fake to me.
So it's not that he definitely does seem like a real dude. I took his job not as a negative, like, oh, he's a truck driver, he must be like blah blah blah. I took it as, to me, I guess when I think of a truck driver, I think of someone, and maybe Fear the Walking Dead. I don't know if you guys watched like one of the most recent episodes, but one of the characters they encounter is a truck driver, and he basically said he was trying to escape the world. He wanted to get away from people. He didn't want to deal with people. So maybe that's like my connotation of a truck driver. He won't have like the best social skills. He won't have the best social game. Because in his career, he tried to spin it like, oh, I meet people all the time, Northerners and Southerners and people from the West and the East and blah, blah, blah. I just don't buy it. I feel like you have a
lot of
specific
truck stops everywhere. I don't know.
Sure, but like you're sleeping in it. Like, how many people are you really talking to as a truck driver?
Yeah.
I guess I just don't buy it.
I mean, I think don't truck drivers talk to other truck drivers all the time over their walkie-talkie system?
Radios? Yeah, I don't. I guess maybe.
Big bubble gump going down 95. I don't know. If you're a truck driver out there, let us know.
Let us know. Do you like people? Email.
All right. Should I go to mine?
Yeah, Ryan, you're up first with your first.
My first pick is gonna be Gabby.
You motherfucker! I'm so mad. That was gonna be my first pick.
Yeah. I like Gabby. I think she was pretty genuine. I think she can blend in, but at the same time make moves. So we'll see how far she goes.
About that, Dennis, where did Gabby rank for you?
It's pretty low. I had her on 15.
Ooh.
Wow.
Yeah, I just didn't get that. I feel like she's just gonna be like one of those ride on the coattails of someone else.
Huh.
See, I didn't see her that way. I saw a couple other people that way.
Yeah, Gabby. I don't know. Gabby seems super smart. She was like that unassuming kind of nerdy, had that unassuming nerdy charm that I really like in a player.
Yeah.
And she just seemed like super optimistic. She reminded me like of an Aubrey in like her first season, and Aubrey did really well. She didn't win, even though I thought she deserved to win. And that was the season where I was okay losing the draft pick because I felt like Aubrey played the best game, and then she lost to the pretty person. I think that was like the pretty people versus ugly people season. So I was really, really mad about that.
So Seb, before we continue, I noticed on you have 11 jury members.
Yeah, did I not count correctly?
No, I'm asking, do you know if that's going to be if that's legitimate? Because last season they had 10 jury members, and they had that tie, and they had the third fucking person vote for the win. I thought that was so dumb.
I don't know. I thought I did this based off of last season, but I could be totally wrong.
Well, whatever. Just leave it. I didn't know if you had insider knowledge. But...
No inside knowledge this time. So.
All right, Seb, you got 2 picks.
Oh, okay, good. So then I could pick my man and my woman. So My number one pick. See, I didn't do like number 1 through 20. I did number 1 male, like 1 through 10 men, 1 through 10 females. My number 1 pick was Gabby. So since I can't get her, I'll go with my number 2 female pick, which was Allison Raybold.
Okay.
I liked her. She is a Goliath. She is a privileged white girl for sure. But
she was the one that was like super smart. She had like degrees everywhere or whatever.
Yeah, so she's if you're looking at the little image map here, she's like third row down, 3 in.
You can point. It's right here. Here we go.
Wait, I can point?
Well, I'm pointing with my mouse.
Oh, yeah, you can point.
I don't know if you can highlight. No, okay.
No, not those, because it's just a screenshot. So yeah, I liked her. She said she grew up in the Midwest, so she has like that Midwesty charm, but she's worked on the East Coast. So she's kind of been hardened in that way. And she's a doctor. She's a college athlete. And she has like a really good personality. It's not like snooty tooty in any way for all those accomplishments. She seems she's got a good head on her shoulders. So I think she's going to be a strong player.
Interesting.
Yeah. Where's Allison for you guys?
She was top 10 for me.
13 for me, because she reminds me of that one lady who was like, I was this, I was that, I was super smart in this thing.
Really?
Who was that last? She was on 2 seasons.
She was like the kooky banana lady.
Yeah, I didn't like her.
Shit, I forgot what the fuck her name was. Was it like Debbie or something? Was it Debbie?
Yeah.
Debbie was a goddamn lunatic. She reminds you of Debbie?
Yeah, the way she like handled her cast video.
No,
maybe.
Now I feel like this is a bad pick.
Yeah, I would not pick her if I thought it was like Debbie.
All right, so basically, Allison was middle of the road for you. You said she was like 10 for you? Yeah,
she
was like 10.
She was my number 6. So.
Oh, she's okay. That's not bad. I'll take it. All right, so then I get to pick again.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna go with my number 1 male pick, and that was Nick Wilson.
Nick Wilson.
Oh God.
Oh, okay. Yeah, Nick's cool.
Yeah, so Nick, I liked him. There's a lot of like usually. One thing I've noticed about this cast is usually they're very. They pick their. I can't think of the word. Like people who fit into certain kind of stereotypes or whatever. This season, I didn't really feel like that was the case. Like I felt like there's actually people in similar groups, which is not usually what they do. There's like a bunch of country folks. You know, I don't know. It's a very like interesting, diverse cast, which I thought was kind of nice. But I went with Nick because he's a lawyer. Apparently, I have like all the weird super white collar people on my team so far. But country boy, he's a lawyer. And he talked a lot about his strategy. Strategy number 1 was make it to merge, and then periodically start picking people off. And I like that he at least even talked about it just in the preseason cast interviews, which a lot of people didn't. So that's why I went with Nick.
Okay.
Where's Nick for you guys?
Nick was my number 5.
Sweet.
Yeah, Nick was my number 3.
Oh.
Yes. Suckers. All right. So Ryan.
All right, I'm going out on a limb here. I'm gonna pick Christian for my number 2.
Christian Hubicki.
Yeah.
Hubicki.
He's kind of he was bouncing around my board a lot. But I put him at my number 2 spot. Because I think if he's smart enough, he'll stay low for a bit and ease his way into things. But the one thing that concerned me was he doesn't know how to interact with people or judge people based on first meeting them. And he even said, like, people think I might be crazy if I overwhelm them with facts or something like that.
Yep.
I was just like, okay. But I think if he keeps his head down and, uses his mind, he can get pretty far.
Dennis, where'd you have Christian?
He was on my number 4 for the exact same reasons Ryan said.
Okay. All right. I had him as number 5 out of 10 for the men, so like middle of the pack for the men. Yeah. But if I was like saying overall, I'd probably I'll put him on jury, but like 10. I don't know. I feel like people are like smart enough with the nerd thing these days. I feel like they're like axing the nerds, or they should be axing the nerds sooner rather than later. Um, that I feel like could work against him. He's super smart, like you said. Like I think he's like a robotics like scientist or something. And then what you said, yeah, and what you said, he said about how people can like feel like he comes off a bit crazy. I thought that self-awareness was good, but I don't know if he's actually going to be able to adjust that. I feel like he's just gonna like be like, oh, I'm crazy, whatever, just accept me as the way I am. So I don't know. He seemed almost like too smart for his own good. So that's why he scared me, and I put him closer to the middle of all the men.
Interesting. Now, see, one of the things I did with the videos that you sent over, so the casting videos, and then the one where Jeff Probst gives his 2 cents about everyone.
Yep.
I listed everyone in my first initial impression, and then on a yes, I'll take them, maybe, and absolutely not. And then I went through again after listing all of them in those 3 categories and listed my top 20. Then I went through again and watched all the videos to make sure, like, to see if they included clips of people actually doing stuff in tribes.
Mm-hmm.
And he was one that had a lot of tribal video in his stuff. So that was an over, like, maybe he gets farther. You know, he looked a little disheveled and stuff, so I was assuming maybe he's... Because they're not done filming yet. They don't know who won yet. So it's just
they do.
Oh, do they? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I thought they were... Yeah. Okay. Wow. So they're probably filming...
I mean, they don't know who won yet, but they filmed 2 seasons a year.
Yeah.
So
they're filming the spring one now.
Spring coming up. I think they're actively casting 30, 39, and 40.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, okay. So they already have, I think, 37 and 38 filmed.
Oh, shit. Okay.
Yeah. That's why, like, with someone like returning players, like ones who go instantly from one season to the next, no one on that next season knows them because their season hasn't even aired yet.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah. So,
okay.
Yeah, no, I did. I tried to like look for like little production-y things too, and I don't know if you guys kind of rolled the same way, but like the people who didn't really seem to be in any of the videos and weren't even posted on the Instagram yet, I was like, you're probably not going very far.
Yeah, so that you have to judge both ways though, because like the people who are never interviewed in the beginning are typically the people who make it to the end. At least that's what I've noticed. So either they're doing it on purpose or they're trying to fuck with the audience. So who knows?
Yeah.
But it's up to Dennis. Second pick.
All right, Dennis, you're up.
I picked Dan Rendering.
You fuck.
I picked him because he's a college officer, and I figured if he can, like how he said in his video, if you can handle that, then I'm sure he's going to keep his cool. Plus, he's athletic. I think he's going to be good in challenges.
Yeah, and he's also got a story. He was, 300 pounds, and he lost 100 pounds, so now he's down to 200. He's got 2 kids. Yeah. He's single. He likes Superman.
He's a SWAT operator. I don't know what that means.
And he seems like a genuinely good guy.
He does. Yeah. He was up there for me. He was my number 3 pick.
Yeah, mine too.
Oh, was he? Yeah, I'm mad at you, Dennis. Thanks.
But Dennis, you get to go again.
Oh yeah.
Do I?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. B.
Oh, B. Okay.
Yeah. MMA fighter. I didn't really get a good feel of her in the video, but just being the fact that she's an MMA fighter and athletic, I think she's gonna go far. But end game, I'm not so sure.
Huh.
I put her closer to the bottom of my female.
Yeah.
I put her in 7 out of 10. Just like I leaned way too into she doesn't have any preseason coverage. So
she was one of those people that didn't have like the Instagram video, right?
Yeah, no, like they're really dragging their feet with the Instagram videos as one, but they didn't post it yet, so it's like either they don't think she's that important, or
they're saving the best to last. But
or
even in her Jeff Probst like 2 cent video, like they just showed her on the beach punching shit. Like there was no video of her interacting with the tribe at all. So that was a big thing for me. She was my number 13 out of 20. Plus she's an MMA fighter, and I think that's going to come up in conversation, and then people are going to turn on her for that. But you never know with alliances and whatnot.
Yeah, I was wondering if you think she would tell people that she's an MMA fighter, because I'd say visually she doesn't look like an MMA.
Yeah, but I don't watch too much women's MMA. I don't even watch men's MMA, so except for the occasional pay-per-view.
I just think of like Ronda Rousey when I think of MMA, and B does not strike me as like a Ronda Rousey.
Oh yeah, well it's all weight class and shit. I think Ronda Rousey's what 5 something. I think B looked like she was like 5'1" maybe.
Yeah, no, she looked pretty tiny. But...
Yeah.
All right. Ryan.
Okay, so who do we got left here? I'm trying to decide if I should switch these up. Are you guys gonna pick him? Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna go with him first. Jeremy.
Damn it.
Good,
I hate you.
Good.
Jeremy Crawford.
Yeah, Jeremy Crawford. He is right here for the viewers.
I like Jeremy.
Jeremy's cool. He seems like he could go places. So that's why I picked him.
I had him as my number 2 pick, right behind Nick for the men. I don't know. He talked really well about strategy. He's an attorney. He said like he realizes that listening to people and getting to know them is important. He picked Sandra as his Survivor idol, and I love me some Sandra. The queen stays queen. And and you know, one of the weird things from one of his videos, he said his greatest strength was that he's not self-conscious, and then he said his greatest weakness is confidence. And I was like, that's kind of contradictory.
A little bit, yeah.
So then I was like, initially I had him as my number 1 pick, and then when I really thought about that, I was like, that statement doesn't make sense. So now I'm like kind of questioning your intelligence a little bit. So I knocked him down to my number 2.
My only thing with him is he's a really built dude, so that's gonna put a target on him. He's one of the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 built people in the show.
Dennis, where was he for you?
Oh yeah, he was up there as well. He was 6. He's my 6th guy.
Nice.
For the same reasons.
All right, so I feel like I'm like semi reevaluating. You already got my first. We already have my first 2 female picks are gone, and my first 3 male picks are gone. I think I'm gonna go with next David Rickenbacker.
Oh, okay.
I don't know. He just seemed like he seemed like a little crazy.
He was one of the people that I just put absolutely not.
Really?
Yep.
Well, I had him as my number 4 out of 10 for men.
Wow.
I don't know. He's just like a lunatic, and I love him. Like the whole video, I'm erratic. He's like, I'm a blurred, a black nerd, and I breed Siberian Huskies. He's just like so all over the place. But for whatever reason, I found him like super charming, and I don't know why.
He is gonna spaz the fuck out and piss people off, and he's just gonna get voted right out. I don't even see him making the jury.
I have full faith on David. So Dennis, you didn't. We obviously know Ryan had him as a
mine was 19.
Damn. Damn.
Oh wow.
All right. Well, my guy Davy's gonna. What was the nickname he got?
Oh, I forget.
His it's on the Instagram video. Devilish Davy. I'm like, yes,
yeah.
You are my pick. All right. So then I get
you get to go again.
Fourth pick. So, in terms of my women, I'm a little bit torn here.
I mean, you don't have to pick women.
No, but I want to pick a woman. I like a balanced team.
A diverse team.
A diverse team. And I feel like I don't want to like lean too much on just David's or just Goliath. My next pick is really a David, but I feel like I should pick the Goliath because I want more of a balanced team.
I didn't pick. I like the way I listed people. It was just based on what I thought about them. I didn't care if they were David. I didn't care if they were Goliath. I didn't care if they were male or female. I just picked them because that would bug the fuck out of me if I did that.
All right. Well, so then my next pick will be Elizabeth Olsen.
Interesting.
Why do I feel like I'm like regretting all of these decisions just based off of your reactions? I told you, like, this is the thing. So every year it was like a random pick. Like Ryan would just randomly pick everyone for us, and for whatever reason, I won every except last season. And I said, if I ever had to actually pick my players, I'd be a total loser because I would never pick any of these people to win. So now I'm kind of regretting this. But I picked Elizabeth Olsen because I feel like the country girl, the country person always goes super far and does super well.
There's a couple country people in this.
Yeah, and I have Nick, who's a country person, and Elizabeth. I have the male and the female country.
Well, no, I think it was Carl. Carl has got a 10-gallon hat.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Pat Cusack seemed a little
country too.
Yeah,
you're right. Fulfilling those archetypes. So yeah, I don't know. I liked Elizabeth. She's making me a little bit nervous, and now I'm kind of semi-regretting my pick.
She was my 14th.
Damn.
Oh yeah, yes, same 14.
Hey.
I just feel like she's like one of those people you like take along with you, and good stuff, and you know she'll convince people to vote for her in the jury. So she strikes me as a loyal person, hardworking, could probably survive in the environment without freaking out and losing your shit. So yeah, that's why I picked Elizabeth, and it sounds like you guys didn't really like
Wasn't
her,
she also the one that said like she opens her mouth way too much?
Yeah, she's very opinionated. Those are the people.
She said that?
I thought so, yeah.
Oh shit.
So it's the little things like that I'm just like, oh yeah, it's a red flag.
I feel like a lot of them said that though.
Some did, but others were very like adamant about it.
Damn.
Like she and Davey. What is his name?
Damn, my other guy, David.
Yeah.
Rickenbacker.
Those two were the red flags for me. But yeah, I could see she had a red flag on her, but she was in my maybe bin.
All right, fine.
So.
All right, Ryan, you're up.
Oh jeez. Who do I have? Oh, which one of these do I want? I'm gonna go out on a limb here. I'm gonna pick the young one, Jessica Pete.
Okay.
I like the fact that she says she considers herself an old soul. I'm really interested to see what she thinks that means, being 19 years old. But she's kind of like my random. I hope I could see her either botching it really hard or going the entire way. So.
That's exactly how I felt about her, and I put her at 6 out of 10 for the females, just because I was like, I feel like the young people always go to the middle end of the game, but they're never gonna win, in my opinion.
She also said she was interested in doing a relationship, and I'm looking at the rest of the cast. I'm like, who the fuck is gonna go on a relationship with this chick? No one's anywhere near her age as far as guys go.
Maybe Dan. Dan, he's single. He's ready to mingle.
He's 27 though,
and he has 2 kids. I don't think Jessica's ready to.
She's not about that.
I don't think Jessica's not ready to be a stepmom. She hasn't even gone to college yet. She said that she was gonna. It's kind of funny that they say that. So, from my understanding, the way this functions is they basically. Ponderosa, they go to Ponderosa pre-season, so they get to all meet each other prior to the season and feel each other out.
Really? Because I thought they specifically stated at the beginning of the show these people have never spoken to each other.
Yeah, but I think that's a lie.
I could see that being a lie.
Because there was like certain interviews I was reading, and it was like cast first impression about other cast members. Mm-hmm. So obviously they've met each other. So. Yeah, it's kind of. I find it strange that she would say that, knowing the group of individuals she has
Knowing
here to
else who's
choose from.
there, yeah.
Yeah, but I don't know. Maybe she finds
She's right here. My bad.
Carl attractive.
Maybe
she wants that
or
older
Dan
trucker
or
gentleman.
Mike.
Or Nick. I don't know.
Mike's a rich Hollywood actor.
All right. Yeah, I put her in the middle. I like that she said she was an old soul, like you said. I wasn't super convinced of what that actually means to her. And I think she's just young. She'll definitely lie about her age for sure, because I would not admit that I was 19. And she looks older. She looks older than 19, so that'll probably work to her advantage.
Yeah.
But I had her more near the middle of the females. Dennis, where'd you have Jess?
I had her at 10. Same reasons. I think the flirting thing's gonna get really old.
I'm just curious to see who she flirts with, because it's got to be like John or well, Jeremy's gay, so it's not gonna be him. Dan.
Is Jeremy gay?
Yeah.
Do you know that for a fact?
Yeah, he said it in his Instagram video.
Oh, he did?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't hear that. Does flirting actually work on Survivor?
It depends, because sometimes it does and sometimes it doesn't. If you're like if you make it very noticeable, then you're considered like a power couple if you're voting together and shit.
Yeah, which is interesting because I'm like coming off of this season of Big Brother where they have showmances and stuff like that, but they're in the house for like 9 days, so they need that like love and affection. What are you scoffing at?
I don't know how you watch that show. I couldn't.
Oh my god, I love Big Brother.
I know you do. I'm just saying, like, oh my god, it's so.
How do you watch? You like reality competitions?
I like Survivor. I don't like Amazing Race. I don't like Big Brother. I don't like anything other than Survivor.
Fine, fair enough. All right, so Dennis, you're up. Your fourth pick.
Fourth pick is going for I don't even know how you say her name. Larissa.
Larissa.
Oh, Larissa.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's Larissa. Larissa Torres.
Okay.
And for no other reason that I just think she's fun to talk. Like, she'd be fun to talk to. She seems super nice. I think she'll go far.
Dennis likes purple hair.
Purple hair. Yeah. I think she's gay though, so.
She is.
Yes, she is. I have her at the bottom of my females, closer to the bottom of my for those exact reasons. I personally find her voice a little bit annoying. This is coming from a person who also has an annoying voice, so I can say that. But she says one of her weaknesses is that she trusts people way too much, and I was just like,
that's a big no for me.
Yeah. I was like, this is Survivor. You can't trust anyone. So that's why I put her at 8 out of 10 for the females, and she'd be really close to the probably
she
like 16,
was my
17.
19th.
Damn. All right. So now I'm starting to feel better about my picks.
She's right here.
Okay, Dennis,
you're up again.
Oh, right. For that, the next one I have is Pat Cusack.
Pat Cusack.
Yeah, it reminds me of Mike, like the blue collar, hardworking.
Oh yeah.
Keep his head to the ground.
See, so he reminded me of Mike, but like without the strategic chops of Mike. So I put him at 7 out of 10 for the men. He hit all the right notes. He's a blue collar contractor, hunter, fisher, shelter builder. He just does not come off as strategic to me, and that's why I put him at the lower end of my men.
Yeah, he was in my maybe pile. For the specific reason I think people are just going to use him to do everything.
Yeah,
because he seems like the kind of guy who would do everything and not complain that no one else is doing it.
One thing, which might be like the outlier here for Pat, is that apparently this entire season, David versus Goliath, is based off of Pat's story.
He said that, and I was just like, what? That's a load of horse shit. That's like, I couldn't think of anything to say about Pat, so I'm going to make this shit up.
It just makes me a little bit nervous, like okay, if the season is based off of his story, like, I don't know, does he go far? I don't know. But all these interviews are done before they even play the game. So I hear Jeff is usually wrong in whoever his pick is. So that's why I felt pretty confident putting him close to the bottom of my list.
Gotcha.
All right, Ryan, you are up.
All right, I have her name written down as Natalie, but I think it's Natalia.
Well, there is a Natalie and there's a Natalia.
Okay, it's the Azoka. So it's
okay.
Natalia.
Yep, Natalia.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with her.
That's a very interesting pick for you based off of some of the feedback you've provided for the other contestants.
She is also a wild card. I think she's incredibly fake.
Yes.
But at the same time, I wasn't sure.
I have Natalia as my first boot.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, she's my number 20 of everyone. I can't stand her. I think she's obnoxious. I think she's too aggressive. I think she's totally full of bullshit.
See, I'm kind of... Go ahead.
She described herself as like an abrasive control freak. And I'm just like, if you're calling yourself that, she doesn't seem like the type of... Like, I feel like I'm an abrasive control freak, but I would know how to tone it down. And then I also feel like I have parts of my personality where I could be fun and easygoing. She does not seem like she can ever turn that off. That just seems like how she is all the time. And I think she's going to struggle with that a lot. And that's why I put her as 20.
See, my thoughts with her was exactly everything you just said. But at the same time, you don't know how the season of Survivor is going, so my thought was maybe I'll get one of the more aggressive people on my list, just in case.
Oh, that's fair. She reminded me of Gonzalez a little bit too, from a couple seasons ago, and she got like voted off first too.
Yeah, okay, I know who you're talking about.
Yeah, she had like that sassy factor, and I'm just like, oh, that's who you remind me of. So, Dennis, where was Natalia for you?
I had her as 18.
Okay, so bottom of your list.
She reminded me of Abby Maria, actually.
Oh, Abby Maria, yes.
Oh, God.
I loved Abby Maria, though, because at least Abby Maria was fucking entertaining. And I mean, this girl might be entertaining, too, but there's only one Abby Maria.
Dude, I just would roll my fucking eyes every time that fucking chick would speak. Ugh, she just got so annoying.
She was the best. We still quote her in my household. She, like, one of her most memorable quotes was, "Thanks for voting for me, Mike." And like, me and Courtney will always say that to each other for some reason. I don't know why. If we do something to like piss each other off, we'll say that to each other for no reason. So
that's adorable.
I know, so adorbs. Okay, so is it my pick? Oh God, yeah. I have to fill out my last two.
Yep, these are your last picks. And I just want to point out, before we begin, this might hurt you, Seb, that we have mostly picked David characters. It is 10 Davids to, I think it's 4 Goliaths.
So we picked all of the Davids at this point.
Yeah.
We only have Goliaths left. I think that's a fair assessment, honestly, because... I don't know. It's a David versus Goliath season. You want David to slay Goliath, right?
It depends who David is. If he's some jerk who stole my car, I don't. Goliath could kick his ass as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah. No, I think that's definitely interesting. And what do we have? We have three females left and 3 males left. So I don't know. That's very interesting. All right. So my next pick is going to be another female. I liked Angelina.
Oh, is that who you're picking?
Yeah, that's who I'm going to pick.
Is this one?
Sure?
Yeah.
Why are you fucking with me, Dennis? Is that a bad pick?
I have her on the fakest fucking person in the game to me.
Whatever, dude. You picked Natalia, okay?
She wasn't as fake as fucking Angelina, though. Oh my God.
You thought Angelina was fake?
The fakest.
Oh my God, I'm a terrible judge of character.
Maybe you're not. Maybe I am. So who knows?
I thought she had good energy. I thought she had a nice person. I thought maybe she was like a little bit too chipper. But I don't know. I thought she was all right. You both have her super low on your lists.
I don't have her super low, but she's down there.
Dennis, where'd you have her on yours?
16.
16. All right, so you had her pretty low too. Shit. All right, well, I don't know. She went to Stanford. She's got to be pretty smart, right? She's a financial consultant. I don't know. I feel like she'll be.
How is that going to help?
I don't know. She'll count coconuts. I don't know.
I guess if there's a memory challenge or something, maybe.
Yeah, maybe no.
That one challenge.
She's probably going to be first boot. Whatever. I don't care. I'm still going.
Yeah, there you go. Okay. Last pick.
So I don't know if you guys had the same problem as me, but with the females, I felt like I was able to order them pretty easily. Like my top pick and my bottom. My top and my bottom was super clear. My middles were super clear, and my closer to the top and closer to the bottoms were really clear. The men, I had like a way harder time. I didn't have like a clear bottom, who I felt like was the worst out of all of them, and I didn't have a clear top who I thought was the best out of all of them. Did you guys kind of have that same experience?
Well, see, I ordered them all from 1 to 20, so I didn't really and I ranked them based on a definitely yes, maybe, and an absolutely not. So
that's a good way to do it. I think I'll do that way next year.
Hey, don't steal my ways.
I'm gonna be honest. Like, I don't know if I should just pick another woman or not, because to be honest, I don't really like any of the people that are remaining.
It's getting hard. It's very much getting hard.
No, it is. So who do we have? We have John, Mike, and Alec left for the men, and Kara and Natalie Cole left for the female. I just
and remember, we get 2 leftovers. So if those of you who are watching at home or listening, there are 20 people. There are only 3 of us. We each get 6. That means there's 2 left over. And the first 2 people who get someone voted out get those extra 2 people. That's how we do it.
Usually not a good thing. All right, then I guess I'll just go with my gut. I'm gonna pick John Hennigan as my number 6. So the WWE wrestler.
It's this guy.
So I'm factoring in a bit of off-season promotion too. I feel like John has been getting a lot of promotion from CBS, and that either might be a symptom of he's a WWE wrestler and he's famous and people might know him, and that might draw people into watching the show, or he does well, and I'm hoping it's the latter. But I don't know. I liked him. He doesn't seem like your typical kind of like meathead type of dude. He seems very self-aware about like what wrestling is and like what it means to people. He's like, we're a bunch of dudes who jump around in tights. He seems like he can make fun of himself. He's going, and he's like basically a professional liar.
He's a professional storyteller.
Yeah, he's an actor. You know, he just makes shit up and does whatever and files scripts and, you know, makes people believe shit that's not real. So I feel like that maybe could work to his advantage, and that's why I picked him.
My thing was he's the most physical threat on the island. You're right, he does follow scripts, but there's no one on the island to write scripts for him. But yeah, he did seem very self-aware, but I think he's too much of a physical threat. And, you know, if he's throwing challenges, that's one thing, but like if he's gonna go all out, which I think he will, he's gonna become a big threat.
Yeah.
Come merge, if he makes it to merge.
So did you have him lower on your list?
Yeah, he was where is he? I don't even see him. Where the fuck is he? I just crossed him off. Where'd he go?
I didn't hear what you said. You cut out for a second.
There he is. Okay, 17.
Okay.
Couldn't find him.
Yeah. Dennis, where'd you have him?
I had him a 9. Yeah.
9. Okay.
9.
All right. Ryan, you're up.
God. Okay. We've got Kara K left. We've got Alec Merlio? Whatever.
Merlino.
Mike White and Natalie Cole. I'm gonna go Kara K.
Kara K, all right. The cheerleader.
Yep.
Why are you going with Kara K?
She's hot.
That was like literally my only notation on her. I was like, she's one of those. She's one of those. She's one of those pretty people who probably fought to the end. Will get cut eventually without winning. So that's why she seemed fake as shit to me, and that's why I put her close to the bottom.
she was very. She seemed like your typical fucking cheerleader. So
was she more fake than Angelina?
Oh my god, no.
Dennis, where was Kara K for you?
I had her as 11 actually.
Oh wow! All right.
Yeah, she was 12 for me.
Balanced.
All right. Dennis, last pick.
Ooh.
You have some greatness.
Yeah.
I guess give me Alec.
Alec.
Yeah.
The mystery Alec who has no. He was in what, like a 2-second clip in one of the videos. He's not been posted on Instagram. I had nothing to base this guy off of, so I just went with the fact that he just does not do well. So I put him as
this is the guy Jeff was like. He's a really nice guy. He's great. He's outgoing. He's athletic. These are all the qualities that are great, unless you're on Survivor. And I was just like, okay.
So where did you put him at the bottom?
Alec was my 15.
He was your 15. Yeah, I put him a 9 out of 10. So he would be floating around 18 for me. But yeah, I don't know, Dennis. You kind of got stuck with it. Where was he overall for you, Dennis?
He was at number 12 actually. I just put him like in the middle. I didn't know for sure.
Got it. All right. Leaves our 2 leftover as Natalie Cole
and Mike White.
Interesting. So it doesn't matter what we put as number 1 and number 2 leftover.
Go alphabetical. First.
Actually, where were those 2 on your guys' list?
Natalie was my dead last.
Natalie was my 9 out of 10, behind Natalia.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
And Mike was 8 out of 10 for the men, so very close to the bottom.
Mike was 18 for me.
I feel like the
Mike
fame
is 20.
Oh, you had him as dead last?
Yeah.
Damn, first boot. Why?
Same thing, fame. I don't think anyone's gonna keep him around.
Yeah, no, I don't.
But he's really scrawny, old.
He just seems like perpetually high to me.
And I think he's one of the oldest dudes there too.
Yeah, he's like that wild card to me. Like he can either go really far.
He's one of those like C-list actors. I don't think anyone's gonna know unless they are like a cinephile or he tells them. Like I don't think anyone's gonna know. Like,
you think?
He looks familiar to me, but I couldn't tell you what movie he's in.
Easy, School of Rock. That's
yeah,
the only thing I remember him from.
Oh,
no, but a lot of people recognize him from.
Interesting.
And he was in Orange.
You're breaking up a little bit there, Seb. Hello?
Yeah, I lost Seb too.
Yeah, Seb
County.
There he is. Can you hear us now, Seb? Uh-oh.
It's like we're getting a delay from him.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on.
You're a the delay from me.
Oh, there we go.
Oh, yeah.
Now we can hear you.
Sorry.
What were you saying? I thought I heard Orange County.
Yeah, he was in Orange County, the Emoji Movie. All right, so maybe people don't know that much, but whatever. All right, so then I'll stick Mike or Natalie Cole in the leftover position number 1. Sorry for whoever gets the first boot. And
I could actually, so she was either far right for me or far left in terms of going all the way or being one of the first person voted out. Because I could see people looking to her as like the mother figure and just like bringing her along or listening to what she says. I don't think she'll win, but
no, I don't think so either. I did not get mother figure. It's like way too abrasive. Like she doesn't give me like that serene, like warm and nurturing vibe. She gives me like I don't know, like this take charge, like beat you over the head with a frying pan.
Yeah, mother.
Yeah, I don't know, but I don't know if that's like the qualities you like love in your mother, but so
but you fucking respect
it. Yeah, you respect her, but it doesn't mean you want her like to play Survivor with you. So I don't know. I just feel like she could be maybe off-putting to people. That was my opinion of her. So, yeah, that's it. So these are the official picks for season 37.
Yeah.
How exciting!
This starts this Wednesday, right?
It starts this Wednesday, September 26th, after the finale of Big Brother. Very exciting, right?
Brother.
Big Brother. There's a lot of drama going on there. Julie Chen.
What isn't there?
All right, so that's it. Is there anything else you guys really want to talk about here?
Let's minimize this and get this out of here. What's it called? Display capture. There we go. Okay, we're back to the original screen.
Sweet.
I have my taco picture because that's my username. Seb is Jesus because he is, and we've also got Denbot up there.
Sweet. Got the whole crew.
You Jesus.
So I guess we should talk about some other things we have coming up at Fandom Found. Right now, John, one of our other co-hosts, and myself, we're finishing up coverage of season 4 of Fear the Walking Dead. So that's been an interesting journey over the last couple of weeks with that show. And then also coming up in October, we have the start of season 9, I think.
Yep, season 9
of The Walking Dead. So that's exciting that, we get to talk about another season of The Walking Dead. This one should be really interesting, though, since Andrew Lincoln is getting axed, as far as I've heard. So that should be interesting.
And what, Maggie's in it for 2 episodes or something?
Yeah, I think Andrew Lincoln and Lauren are for like 6 episodes, but I think she's more open to coming back, and so
he's just fucking sick of this shit.
Yeah, he's just kind of over it. So it should be real interesting talking about that show, but that's what we're gonna do. So if you want to head to our website, fandomfound.com/subscribe, we have links to all of our shows and their feeds. You can subscribe on Android, Apple Podcasts. We're Walking Dead Enthusiasts is on Spotify, so we're all over the place, and you can find all those fandomfound.com/subscribe. And if you want to join any of our conversation with any of our shows, facebook.com/fandomfound and Twitter @fandomfound. And that's it. So
before we exit, I don't know, do either of you play the Telltale Walking Dead?
No, but I heard all the drama there.
Oh yeah, dude. Telltale's got the axe, man.
So they're going out of business?
Yeah, I think they have 25 people left to just appease the owners or the higher ups and to finish out some stuff. But I know people who bought the entire season of this Walking Dead Telltale game that aren't getting the episodes they paid for, and they're not getting refunds. So that's
how much pisses me off so much. I've been following that story for years now.
Oh, have you?
Yeah, I played that first season when it came out. And now it's like, are we gonna find out what happens?
Nope.
Are they gonna release something, some kind of story, a comic?
Oh, by the story, I thought you meant like the Telltale game story, but you were talking about Walking Dead, right?
Well, I mean the Telltale story,
like
Clementine. So
Clementine.
So they're just gonna end it, and they're not gonna tell you how it.
Yeah, so they released part 2. I think it's next week, and that's all she wrote.
It's supposed to be 2 of 4.
That's crazy.
And
thank God I didn't get invested in that.
Yeah, no one's getting their money back either, which is ridiculous. So they're setting themselves up for a lawsuit.
I mean, how much is the season cost?
I don't know, Dennis.
Oh gosh, I don't remember what the full thing is. You can buy it like separate episode wise. So.
I mean, can you sue a company that is not in business anymore?
Well, I would assume someone's going to probably buy them and continue it, but as of right now, I don't think there's any plans to do that.
Are they going to buy Telltale?
I would assume like why wouldn't you buy the rights
Oh,
to all the
yeah.
Telltale games? Like,
Well, do they own the rights, or is it something like they're licensing from AMC Skybound?
oh, I
And is
don't
that
know.
like
Well,
transferred over? Or...
I would say they have the right to make a Walking Dead universe game. Sure, but I'm talking about like all their other fucking games. They got Wolf Among Us that was supposed to have a sequel that's not getting it now, and they've got Game of Thrones that's supposed to have a season 2.
Yeah, but that's all licensed stuff, right?
I don't know if Wolf Among Us is, and I assume Telltale Games got the rights to make Game of Thrones and Walking Dead stuff, so
I
they
think
might
the
not
Wolf
get
Among
those
Us
IPs.
is it was a comic book series.
Oh, was it?
Fables. So
Well,
whoever owns
no
Fables,
one can
I
own
think Image.
No, it's a Grimtale, so you can't own the Grimtales. That's
Oh,
open
is
IP.
it?
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
they're all Grimtale characters. Little Red Riding Hood, Big Bad Wolf, all that.
Right.
All of that.
All that.
Well,
but that should be
that's
interesting to watch.
Yeah, it should be. But I won't be upset because I stopped playing after first season. Even though I heard it was good, I just wanted to.
Maybe they'll do a comic book, like they did with, I think Firefly did a comic book.
They should do like a choose your own adventure comic book, and it's like, if you say this, turn to page 5 and continue reading the story. They used to have books like that. I forget what the books were.
I used to read them all. I think it was just called Choose Your Adventure.
Was it?
Yeah, I always read the dinosaur one.
Yeah, it was crazy. It was like you'd read, be like, if you do this,
you
turn
died.
to this
Oh,
page.
well, I'll just go back and change my decision.
I'd be like, just kidding, I didn't pick that one. Yeah, no, that was crazy. Yeah. All right, so we'll be back Wednesday, 26th. Are we recording on Wednesdays or are we recording on? We'll figure those details out. You listening don't care about these things.
We'll probably record Thursdays and have it out. Well, for doing this, it'll be out Thursday. Well, it'll be out Thursday night, so you can catch us Thursday night and listen to us on Friday if you're driving to work.
Yeah. All right. So that's it. Thanks for listening. See you guys later this week.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye. Also, if you're playing along and you're doing your own drafts, post who you have in your draft, and because that's something we'd be interested in to see and why you picked them.
Yeah, you could email us hosts@fandomfound.com or any of the social media sites that I mentioned.
Yeah, hit them up on Twitter. I'll be sure to put in the description what our sites are and all that good stuff. So
the social medias.
Yeah. All right, yeah. We're gonna end it.
Now it's it. Okay.
Get out of here.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Good night.